Find it hard to eat healthy with a busy schedule? In this video, I'm going to give you my favorite nutrition tips to lose weight and maintain muscle for people on the go. Hey guys, thanks so much for stopping by. My name is Devin Ricker, and if you're new here, I create videos teaching you how to lose weight fast, gain muscle, and tone up from the comfort of your own home. So subscribe and hit that notification bell for more upcoming content. And hey, if you'd like to read more about the content in this video and others, feel free to check out our blog at rickerfit.com, listed in the description below. So let's jump into it. Disclaimer, I'm not a registered dietitian. This is just a few of my favorite tips that have been helpful for some of my clients and myself. Tip number 1, protein is the foundation of every meal. Protein is one of the 3 macronutrients, meaning that it provides your body with energy. However, it is also the foundation of your muscle and strength. When trying to lose weight, many people make the mistake of cutting out too much of the right food from their diet. And if your goal is to lose weight while maintaining your muscle, aka tone up, then it is essential to have a healthy amount of protein frequently throughout your day. My recommendations, based on a lot of peer-reviewed articles, is to have 0.6 to 0.8 times your body mass in grams of protein. Okay, math. But what does that really look like? That means if you weigh 200 pounds, then you should be having around 120 to 160 grams of protein throughout the day. Keep in mind, this is not just talking about any protein either, but rather lean protein like chicken, turkey, eggs, seafood, beans, and powders. Tip number 2, structure your meals. Structuring your meals can be a hard task to accomplish, especially if it's a completely new concept to you. Ultimately, the structure and frequency at which you eat depends on a variety of factors like your work schedule, training routine, and sleeping habits. By far, the most common eating habit that I see among working class individuals is about 2 to 3 meals per day. It's the typical breakfast, lunch, and dinner structure that was created around the Industrial Revolution. On top of this, many people also prefer not to eat breakfast, usually stating that they don't feel hungry in the mornings. Another variation that I see is intermittent fasting. This is typically done in the 16/8 method, meaning that you'll fast for 16 hours and restrict your eating time to a set 8 hours throughout the day, i.e. around 12 to 8. Although this is the most common method of performing intermittent fasting, there's a lot of other ways to do it. Finally, and I'll preface by saying this is my preferred method of nutritional structure, you can do it with 4 to 6 meals spread evenly throughout the day. Now, often when people hear about eating 4 to 6 meals a day, they automatically think they'll gain weight eating that often. However, that's just not the case, and the reason some would believe that is most likely because they're used to eating meals the size of a typical breakfast, lunch, and dinner. In this method, you don't necessarily eat that much. Instead, you have about the same amount, it's just spread evenly throughout the entire day. This is typically seen as the most healthy way to eat, as there are so many different benefits to having a constant stream of nutrients available for your body. Given these different structures, how can you optimize the 2 to 3 meals intermittent fasting or 4 to 6 smaller meals throughout your day? First things first, and the same goes with any diet, habit, or tip, the trick to losing weight is having a calorie deficit, aka having a hypocaloric diet. Likewise, the trick to gaining weight is the opposite. It's having a calorie surplus, aka a hypercaloric diet. In regards to the hypocaloric state, this basically means that you're eating less calories than you burn throughout the day. If you're confused on how to determine the amount of calories that you should be having each day and what to fill them up with, here are a few good tips. Start by using the BMR calculator, basal metabolic rate. This will tell you the amount of calories that you can have per day based on your weight, height, age, sex, and activity level. From here, take the foundation of your meals, remember tip 1, and spread that evenly throughout each meal. Then fill in the rest of your calories with healthy carbs and fats. That's it. It's that simple. It takes a small amount of effort at first to determine where you are and where you want to be, but outside of that, that's as basic as it gets. Give it a shot and let me know how it goes for you. Tip number 3, cut it out. Carbohydrates. Let's talk about them. First off, what are they and what do they even do? Like protein, carbs are also one of the 3 basic macronutrients. In fact, they are the primary energy source for your brain, and they are stored in your muscles and liver. Given this, you can see why it's so important to have carbs in your meals, especially earlier in the day and around your workout window. The trick is knowing what kind of carbs to have. In the most basic terms, carbs are either simple or complex. The simple ones are your sugary foods, and the complex ones are your fibrous or typically darker foods like wheats, oats, and brown rice. Most people will say that sugar is bad for you, and while I believe there's a great argument to be made there, it's not the whole story. The reason this is so often said is because sugar digests quickly, and if your body doesn't need it right away, it'll get stored. And you know what stored energy is? Fat. Having said this, there are times when your body does need that energy right away. The best examples are during and right after your workout, a cardio session, or a sporting event. That's why Gatorade, a very high sugary drink, is known as a sports drink. Outside of these times, I agree that it wouldn't be the most beneficial thing to have, and you want to lean more in the direction of the complex carbs. So practically, what does this mean for you? It means that if you simply structure any sugary carbs into your meals, do it around the workout window. Otherwise, cut it out and just leave the rest of it to your complex carbs. Here's a quick tip that I utilize that could be beneficial for you. On the days that I work out, I have my carbs before, during, and after my workout. And then I kind of taper them down throughout the day. On days that I don't work out, I have complex carbs first thing in the morning and then taper them throughout the day. Give this a shot. And very often when my clients just cut out carbs after 5 p.m. on days they don't work out, they see a really good amount of weight loss within a matter of weeks. And of course, to make this work best, we have to talk about the next tip. Tip number 4, meal prep for the win. Meal preparation is where you actually plan out and even have your meals cooked ahead of time. It is often associated with bodybuilders and professional athletes. However, it's an excellent way to stay on track with your calories throughout the day and week. There's a few different ways that I've seen this accomplished. Some people will take about 30 minutes the night before and prep everything in Tupperware. Some will do it 3 days out, and others will even do the whole week in advance. Although with this method, you have to choose your food wisely. You don't want it rotting on you or anything. Either way, this method is really effective because your meals and snacks are planned ahead of time. And ultimately, it not only saves you time, but often saves you money as well. In fact, this has become such a popular way to track your nutrition that many companies have been created around meal prepping for you. A few examples of them are Trifecta, Icon Meals, and Fresh and Lean. Not a sponsor, but hey, if any of you companies are watching, I'm open to negotiations. Having said this, it'll save you much more money to just do it yourself. Either way, this is a solid option for anyone looking to get in better shape. Perhaps the most effective part of this style is that it's just simple to keep track of your calories, which we learned in tip number 2 is by far the most important aspect of a healthy nutritional lifestyle. Speaking of nutritional lifestyle, one of my favorite aspects to any meal is the snacks that I get to have on top of the foundation. That brings us to our final tip. Tip number 5, have some fun snacks. Technically, anytime you eat, we consider that a meal. That's why reaching 4 to 6 meals a day actually isn't as difficult as many people believe. In fact, I actually just have about 3 to 4 meals a day and count my shakes and snacks as the other 2. The trick to snacking though is to have the right types of snacks. While I actually recommend veggies with most meals, they can easily be a snack at any time of the day as well. Why is that? Because they're full of micronutrients to keep you healthy on top of being so low in calories that you could basically consider them negative. This is because it will take your body more energy to digest the vegetable than the energy that it actually provides for your body. This seems to be especially the case in vegetables that are high in fiber like broccoli. Yum, my fave. But hey, everyone knows about veggies. This is more of the section about fun snacks. So without further ado, here's a short list of my favorite fun snacks that are much better options than their counterparts that are higher in calories. Greek yogurt with mixed berries, coffee, tea, diet drinks, certain types of popcorn, baby carrots and cucumbers with hummus, whey and casein protein shakes, and really any kind of protein shake, as long as it's not a mass gainer. A variety of different types of smoothies, baked chips over normal chips, and avocado chips are a great keto-friendly option. Rice cakes, and maybe add some natural butter to it. So these have been just a few of my favorite tips for losing weight while maintaining muscle if you're in a hurry. If you'd like more details on these and more resources on healthy eating in general, make sure to check out our blog listed below. I'd love to know if you've tried any of these tips for yourself and if you have any other fun ones too. So make sure to comment that down below. On top of keeping your nutrition in check, it's important to have a solid fitness program in place. Luckily for you, I have a video linked right here that will teach you how to stay fit and healthy without even needing a gym. So make sure to check it out. If you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe for more fitness content that you can do right there from your home. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day and I'll see you in the next video.